right. Well, that's a nice warm up. I love Guile's theme. Welcome in, everybody. It is Monday evening. Welcome back to the invasion. I am the Mediterranean, your host. Tonight we are doing a surprise special stream playing more Metroid Prime because I love the playthrough I've got going on right now, and I just want to keep going on it. I want to say right up the front, thanks to Squishy for letting us drop in on her the other night. I didn't say anything about rating before the end of the stream, but we ran into Squishy and had a great time um, watching her play. What is it? Vampire Survival. Um, Fun game, really fun game. So we're getting the week started off pretty okay today. Number two had a dentist appointment. Had another had a filling refilled. So that was fun. And then went out and had a nice salad for lunch. Had a Cobb salad, and I subbed out the avocado for mushrooms, and they sliced up these enormous portobello caps that were just perfect. A little bit of ranch dressing and some Parmesan cheese, you know. So it was a damn good salad. And then tonight we had Philly cheesesteaks for dinner, and I had mine over a bed of broccoli, which was also very nice. A little bit of Italian dressing, throw some mayonnaise on there. And if you've never had za'atar seasoning, it's a Middle Eastern spice blend. It made it absolutely perfect. So I think the other reason I thought I would stream tonight is because I'm just in such a great mood because I'm full of good food and a little bit, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna get more into no. Blech. Blech. Oh, kombucha is I hate that stuff. So a little more Metroid Prime today. And so I played a little more Eternal Darkness, testing out the come on. Do what you're supposed to do. There we go. I really wish there was a way I could set this so that even when it's not the active window, I can still do my stuff. So I played a little more Eternal Darkness, and it's not stable, and I don't want to have to keep everyone around you. I know it's good for me, and I know, and there are some flavors that I don't absolutely detest, but for the most part, I can't do it. I have to remember how to do this. Where did I come in? I came in through that door. Now I need to get somewhere. I don't have a double jump yet, so I've got to... Ah, there we go. There's my way up. There are some flavors I don't absolutely detest. Like, there's some I can do. Oh, you can kill those with a missile. Okay. Okay, that's a different kind of lock. I gotta do something. What do I have to do? Do I have to kill everything? Seems a violent way to do it. No, I'm pretty sure there's Let's try over here. What's in here? No, that's the door I came through. Should a missile at that? Yes. Ball it. I'm balling, guys. There we go. I knew I remember how to play this. Not completely stupid. I'll tell you what I really need to get. I need to get, like, I need to get some badass audio for this game. Like, I'd love to see some, like, remixed Metroid Prime music, because I think, while Super Metroid is still my favorite Metroid game, I think Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 have just about the most amazing music of the series. Like, they did a fantastic job creating the atmosphere in this game. Yes, we were going to talk about Metroid Dread. Okay, so let's build up through the series, shall we? Before we get directly to Dread, because... Ooh! I gotta get behind him. I remember I gotta get behind him and do that. There we go. Ah! I'm gonna break your heart. So, I think Metroid has a huge spectrum of playability. The first Metroid, and I don't know how many you've played, but the original Metroid is a great game, but it's a little bit difficult because there's absolutely nothing to direct you. It is 100% just an explore. It's a fuck around and find out kind of game. Yeah, it is. It is brutal. But like I said, it's a fuck around and find out. To the point that there are even spots in the game, which I'm sure you've found yourself, that are like you wouldn't know it's there unless you already know it's there, unless you have just found it by accident because there's nowhere else to go. hidden passages that are absolutely necessary to traverse with no prior hint as to their location. So yeah, the original Metroid really set a precedent of difficulty that I would say pretty much every Metroid since has conformed to in some way. Metroid 2, Return of Samus on the Game Boy. That one was phenomenal. Like, it took the greatest parts of Metroid and managed to squeeze them into a much more cohesive map with a discernible direction, but with a level of challenge, once again, on a 4-bit system that outdid the original game in every way. Then the Super Nintendo pulled out all the stops and just baked the original formula to perfection. It's my favorite Metroid by a slim margin to Metroid Prime, but it is the best in my opinion, and I know I'm not alone in that. I know I'm not alone there. That's Super Metroid just has so much replayability, so much continuous challenge to it. The Ridley fight is brutal. The Crockmire fight will never get old. The Fantoon fight is mind-numbing. In its own good way. Let me see. Where am I going in this room? Not there. I hear power-ups. Power-ups I won't be getting. Oh, no. So after Super Metroid, you had a nice long time lapse between Super Metroid and Metroid Prime. Which, after Super Metroid and after such a long period of time, you look at this game and just go, holy shit. What a perfectly phenomenal return to a series that was already getting better with each game. And not a lot of series can say that. This game pulled out all the stops. And is my number 2, definitely, but an all-around solid addition to this series with plenty of replayability. Now, actually, you know what? Metroid Fusion came out a little bit before this. It is the Miracle on Ice. I don't know if I would say that it should have failed. I and I'll tell you, here's something about this game that some people passed over, that some people have been remiss in their knowledge of. Shigeru Miyamoto was working on another game at the studio while Retro was in-house working on Metroid Prime. And now I have to figure out which button it is. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's that one. And he lent his creative genius to this game. Even though he was not actually involved with this game. But I digress. Metroid Fusion came out a little bit before this, and I forgot that. I thought Fusion came a little bit after, but these are supposed to break. I guess the big ones don't break. So Metroid Fusion, Game Boy Advance. It's hard for me to believe that the Game Boy Advance came out before the GameCube. That's boggling my mind right now. Metroid Fusion had everything that a Metroid game should have. And while I will not say that it's not a good game, it's not my favorite. I felt that the story was lacking in Metroid Fusion. But I will not say that the storytelling elements were there, and they did a great job of it. I loved the SAX. It was a beautiful villain and a very nice setup for, you know, your evil antithesis. So Metroid Fusion did a lot of things great, and again, it was another solid game in the series. Very solid. Come on. But it wasn't my favorite. After Super Metroid, and I didn't play it until after. I didn't play it till after I played Metroid Prime. I think I didn't even play it until after I played Prime 2. So, you know, that'll tell you where I'm at with Fusion. Fusion was really a step down for me. That's a big bitch. But Fusion didn't really do it for me. As much as I admit, it is a wonderful, wonderful game. So there's nowhere else I can go in here right now. Oh, you know what I should do though? I should hit up the save room. Better safe than sorry. So then you had the Metroid Primes. Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime 2. That are both challenging, entertaining, The music is, my favorite part of any game is the atmosphere, and I think both of these games have it. Really have it. The story's fantastic. The controls, well, right now I'm playing on a control scheme that's, um, ridiculously not like the GameCube. So the controls are a little more intuitive the way I'm playing now, but even on a GameCube controller, the controls were very intuitive for a first-person shooter with all of the different abilities they had to cram into a limited number of buttons. Um, they just did a great job with Prime and Prime 2. Prime 2 honestly could get a little bit ridiculous at times. If you've played Prime 2, fuck, I still can't do it. Prime 2 can get nerve-wracking, and the Emperor Aang and Dark Samus fights are, you want to talk about brutal, those are brutal. Those are absolutely ridiculous fights. Then you have Metroid, the game we don't talk about. No! Oh, come on. I'm tired of not being able to do this. Had problems the other night when I was in here, too. We'll leave it for later. I'll come back later. Other M, I really didn't touch. Other M was a start it and go, just not my thing. The story, I think, was solid, and I appreciated, the return to a 2D space with some 3D elements. Graphically, music-wise, it was a good game. But unfortunately, I couldn't stick with it. So I really can't say much about Other M because my time with it is limited. Metroid Prime 3. Metroid Prime 3 was where things started to break down for me. It was a really good game that had what I felt was kind of lacking depth. Not story, but depth. Okay, that's Phendrana. Yes, I need to keep going this way. Prime 3 introduced a really poor control scheme. The Wiimote and Nunchuck were not a good choice. Well, they weren't a good choice for any game, really. That was... They just didn't work, Nintendo. They just didn't work. The motion controls are just not something that people want to do. But it was still a solid game. It was a really good game. It was just hard to play. When you get down to it, it was just a little bit difficult to swallow as far as gameplay went. So once again, Prime 3 was kind of a step down. Then you had the Zero Mission and the Return of Samus's Return, as it was called the second time. You had your remakes, which both I think did an absolutely amazing job of. I need a spider ball to get across there. Did an amazing job of retelling the original story, which they made into a good story and a good game the second time around. Samus's Return changed a couple things, but I don't think actually increased the enjoyability of Metroid 2. Which brings us to Metroid Dread. This is the part where I'm going to break your heart. I think Metroid Dread is a game for Metroid enthusiasts, fans of Metroid exploits, people who love the challenge of finding roundabout ways to do things, and they handed you a game that was directed at that audience specifically. Metroid Dread, if I was to want to get into Metroid for the first time, is absolutely the worst execution of a Metroid game that they have created to date. It is brutal to the extreme. It is, I think, almost too short for the amount of space there is to explore on the map, because you can just gun through it and get enough to get through the final fight in just a couple hours. And I found that relatively disappointing. The Chozo fights, Robo Chozo and the Chozo guards, the fact that you had to do them so many times was a little annoying, because you get to a point where they weren't challenging. And a Metroid game with Kraid, but not Ridley, I'm just kind of disappointed. The Kraid fight was subpar and a little disgusting, if I'm quite honest. I'm not saying that it's a bad game. It is a good game, and a good Metroid game. I think it missed the mark of where a game could be an entry point. And Metroid Dread, being on the Switch, and the capabilities of the system, and the opportunity they had with the game, could have potentially been a great entry point into the series to get people interested in playing older Metroids, which are even Metroid Dread as a good game is not as good as others in the series. And I think it could even do a disservice to potentially new fans of the series. So is it a bad game? No. Did I like it? Yes. But it's probably the... I would say it is my least favorite. Is the unfortunate truth about Metroid Dread. Give me that double jump. Dubba dubba. I love how they don't even give you the chance to test it out in this room. I mean, you test it out immediately, yes, but it'd have been nice to test it out in this room. So I don't think Metroid Prime is in any way a bad game. I love this tunnel. Like, this is like perfect gaming atmosphere, in my opinion. Like, this is what I live for in a game. Like, the little things, like putting a tunnel behind a waterfall. See, I told you we were going to go back to Fendrana. We're going to go back to Fendrana again, and again, and again, and again. Every waterfall should have a tunnel. That's right. Every single one. I did not mind the brutal difficulty for myself. And I get what you're saying about fighting the same enemy over and over. I'm not supposed to be here yet. I get what you're saying about fighting the same enemy over and over and seeing your own personal progress. Are you gonna open? There we go. And I did not dislike it. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I disliked it. It's just that I felt that the game was more challenging than a new person to the series would enjoy. And that's something that means a lot to me. Because even if it's a single player game, even if it's something that you play by yourself, experiences can be shared. And so I'm sitting here talking about a game that I liked, but it's low on my list. And the reason for that is there may be plenty of other people who would look at that game and go, I didn't like it, it was too hard, I didn't like it, I didn't understand it, I didn't like it for whatever reason. And there's a disassociation with people who do enjoy it at that point. And I'm not saying that everyone has to like everything. We should all have our interests and our likes and dislikes. But even if it's not your favorite, I think it should be something that could and should be enjoyable. And I think, where do I need to go? That door goes to the crater. That door... I think what I'm trying to say there is that they disconnected. Caverns East. I think Nintendo disconnected people with that game. I think they made it tougher for people to share the experience over a wider range. If that makes sense. Well, I think the exact wording I want to put to that is, I feel that Nintendo exceeded the entry-level difficulty that should be available in any game. Why can't I do this? Come on. There we go. But yeah, I think that's, to sum up everything about Metroid Dread, I think Nintendo exceeded the entry-level difficulty that should be present to allow a broader audience to enjoy it. Oh yeah, I forgot, if I just blew that thing up, it was going to die anyway. And see, I just plain hate Dark Souls. But I do agree with you that they should make the game that they want to make. Nintendo's a little bit different. Nintendo I've always seen as a company, a studio, and a maker of things for everyone, if that makes sense. I can see how struggling with dread and feeling rewarded is a definite thing. Absolutely. And you know what? You're right. In a game with that level of difficulty, when you get it, you definitely feel like you've accomplished something. I will absolutely agree with you on that one. I had completely forgotten that missile tank was there until I heard the power-up sound. I was like, oh yeah, there's a missile tank there. I agree with your sentiment, but I appreciate Nintendo for being the family-friendly gaming company. If you want an adult game, get a PlayStation. Um, I appreciate that Nintendo has more recently started also releasing the more mature titles. And maybe, and I won't say that, let's take Zelda for example. Twilight Princess was a bit of a darker entry in the series. Majora's Mask was a bit more mature. So even the most beloved Nintendo franchises have always had some, I wouldn't call them black sheep, I would just call them different style entries into their series. Using Zelda as an example. Difficulty does not equal mature game. You're right. But I feel like there should be a family-friendly go-to. Now, and Metroid probably isn't that. Dread is a solid entry in the series. I'm not knocking it like that. And as someone who does enjoy a good challenge and Metroid, I enjoyed Dread. Why I say it's my least favorite is I did feel that it was a pretty big divergence from the normal Metroid formula. And that's not a bad thing in the way of, keeping it interesting and, introducing something new to the formula. Absolutely. Again, I think my only big issue with it was its difficulty for entry-level players to the series. It's a bad jumping on point. Oh, no. Get in there. All right. The Boner Bridge. All right. We're getting up about 8:30. And I wanted to keep it short tonight. So I'm going to get to my next save point. There's an energy tank under there. Chorizo. Number two, the other day, talked about playing Metroid, and he was like, chorizo this, chorizo that, and I was just sitting there laughing to myself until he was And until I finally had to say, dude, chorizo has a Mexican sauce. Get in there. Why won't you go to your home? Fuck. Where's the last place I saved? I didn't even. I should have looked at my health before I tried again. Damn it. Holy shit. So I gotta go back and get the boots again. Why didn't I save at my ship? It was right there. Fuck. 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 Well, that put me off my mood. It was a good stopping point anyway. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Yep. Pro gamer. Pro gamer. But I have fun. I have fun. That was good. And, it'll be easier to just, you know, run, grab the boots, save the ship, and get back to Fendrana next time. It was a good chat. And I'm sorry to disappoint you on Metroid Dread. I think it's a great game, but I have some lingering reservations about it as a approachable level game, if that makes sense. Um, Wednesday, we're gonna be back, and I think I'm gonna do more Metroid Prime on Wednesday. And then Saturday will be our new game day. Um, so I don't really have much going on right now. So you're used to liking the less liked. I get you. I understand that 100%. Um, so I'm gonna say hi to my friend Baby Rhino tonight. Um, he is playing Lies of P right now. Um, Speaking of mature and difficult, a good Souls like. Um, so y'all hang about if you got a raid and run. It's all good. I thank you for coming in tonight. Hey, buddy, you have a good night. I love you. Um, it's good to be here. Good to see y'all. Uh, have a pleasant Monday evening. I hope your week goes well, and I will see you all back on Wednesday. But for now, let's go over and say hi to my friend Marcus, the baby rhino, and I will catch y'all next time.